Emma Carter, a devoted daughter and aspiring author. Let's begin the story. And don't forget what happens in the end. Chapter 1. The Echo of Silence. Emma Carter stood at the edge of her childhood home's front porch, watching the late autumn leaves dance across the yard. The air carried a chill, but more than that, it carried memories. The small town of Maple Hollow hadn't changed much in 20 years, but Emma had. Life had shaped her into a quiet observer, just like her father, Michael Carter, a rugged man with calloused hands and a heart buried deep under years of silence, worked on a pickup truck in the garage. Emma hadn't visited home much since her mother passed, but something this year had pulled her back. Maybe it was the loneliness of the city, or the way she missed the smell of grease and pine trees. Need help with that? Emma asked softly, her voice nearly lost in the wind. Michael glanced up, his eyes kind but tired. Could use another pair of hands. And just like that, they fell into rhythm, wrenches turning, tools passing, silence lingering, yet somehow comforting. Chapter 2. 1,000 Unspoken Words. Emma and Michael never said much, but their silence wasn't empty. It was full of shared loss, of love never spoken but always felt. When Margaret Carter died from cancer 3 years ago, she took a part of them with her. Margaret had been the talker, the laughter, the warmth. Emma had tried to stay strong in the city, writing novels that never got published and waiting tables to pay rent. But the rejections stacked up, and so did the loneliness. The invitation from her father hadn't come in words, but in the form of a short text. If you need space, the house is still here. And she had come. Chapter 3. Lily's Visit. One bright morning, the doorbell rang. Emma opened it to find Lily Thompson, her childhood best friend, standing with 2 coffees and the biggest grin. Still drinking black coffee like a sociopath? Lily teased, walking in. Emma laughed. Only way to survive this town. They talked for hours, catching up on dreams that had detoured. Lily had become a 3rd-grade teacher, single and happy. Emma confessed her struggle with writing. You don't need to live in New York to write something powerful, Lily said. Write about what matters to you. The words stuck. Chapter 4. The Photographer. One snowy afternoon, Emma went to the town's little bookstore. In the back, an exhibit of photographs caught her eye. Moments frozen in time, children laughing, storms approaching, a father holding a child's hand. The photographer was there, adjusting a frame. Beautiful shots, she said. He turned. Thanks. I'm David. Emma. Their eyes met, and something unspoken passed between them. Over the next weeks, Emma found herself visiting the bookstore more often. David had lived in Maple Hollow for 2 years after traveling the world. He noticed her notebook and asked, Are you a writer? Trying to be, she said with a smile. Chapter 5. The Engine and the Heart. Back home, Michael began opening up more. Not with words, but with actions. He made Emma tea at night. Left old photo albums on the kitchen table. One day, he gave her a box of Margaret's journals. She wanted you to have these, he said simply. Emma spent the night reading her mother's words, entries about life, love, parenting, and her quiet hopes for Emma. One entry read, Mike may not say much, but he loves like the sky, silent and endless. It moved Emma to tears. Chapter 6. The Fire That Cleanses. In January, a fire broke out in the neighbor's barn. Emma, Michael, and David were among the first to help. The community came together in a way only small towns do. Later, Emma asked Michael why he helped so quickly. Because we're all we've got, he said. People forget that. The fire changed something in her. She started writing again, not fiction, but memoir. She titled the first essay, The Light Beyond the Storm. Chapter 7. The Dance. The town hosted a winter dance at the community center. Emma didn't plan to go, but Lily insisted. David was there, of course. When the music slowed, he asked her to dance. Under dim lights, with soft music playing, they moved like they'd always known how to. No big promises, just presence. Emma whispered, I think I'm happy. David smiled. You look it. Chapter 8. The Letter. One day, Emma found a letter on her bed. Her father had written it. Emma, I don't know how to say things out loud. Never have. But I want you to know I'm proud. You've got your mother's fire and your own kind of strength. If I've ever made you feel like you weren't enough, I'm sorry. You've always been more than enough. Dad, Emma wept. She hugged him that night. No words were needed. Chapter 9. Publication. Emma's essays caught the attention of a small publishing house. They offered her a deal. The book would be called The Light Beyond the Storm, just like the first essay. It was a collection of stories about her family, the town, grief healing, and rediscovery. At the launch event in the same bookstore where it all began, Michael, Lily, and David sat in the front row. Emma read a passage about her mother's journal and her father's quiet love. The crowd applauded, but it was her father's nod that meant the most. Chapter 10. Home Isn't a Place. Spring came early that year. Flowers bloomed on the porch where Emma now wrote every morning. David visited often, sometimes bringing coffee, sometimes just sitting beside her. Michael retired from the auto shop. He now worked in the garden Margaret once loved. Emma stayed in Maple Hollow, not because she had to, but because she finally saw it not as where she was stuck, but where she belonged. Closing note. In life, sometimes storms are necessary. They shake us, strip us down, and force us to rebuild. But after the storm comes light, quiet, steady, and full of grace. And in that light, Emma found home, healing, and the kind of love that doesn't shout, but stays.